Okay, so we're going to talk about one of the biggest areas in weight loss, which is diets. So, most people listening in would have started a diet at some point. So they started a diet and for some reason they didn't stick to it and they stopped. Okay, so we're going to talk about the number one reason, or a few reasons, the biggest things that diets have got in common. Okay, so diets. So what is a diet? So I'll write temp. So diets are a temporary change in eating patterns. So diets are a temporary change in eating patterns. So what that means is it's temporary. So it's not forever. So that means at some point you're going to go back to the diet that you're on. Now I want you to consider the fact that we're all already on diets. Just because they haven't got a name like Weight Watchers, Slimming World, Paleo, the 5-2, Cambridge, whatever you want to look at, we're all on a diet, and our diet either currently, just because it hasn't got a name for it, it either works for us or it doesn't. It's either making us fatter and unhealthier and more miserable, or it's complementing our health, keeping us lean and healthy. That's what it's doing. So we're already on diet. So a diet is a temporary change in eating pattern. So at some point, you are going to stop that diet because it's temporary, and you're going to go back to what you were doing, but what you were doing was making you unhappy. So why would you go back to it? It's like going back to a guy or a partner who cheats on you. Yeah? It's not going to do you any good. So, temporary. So number 2. 95 versus 5. So 95 versus 5. So 95% is failure rate. 5% is success rate. So industry statistics tell us that 95% of people temporarily start a diet, which is true because that's what a diet is. I'm going on a diet means I'm going to have a temporary change in my eating pattern. 95% of people fail. And they go back to what they were doing, even though what they were doing made them miserable enough to start a diet. So why would you then go back to it? Because you know what that resulted in was what you currently have got. So before you go on to any diet or any food, what you are currently doing is giving you what you've got. So if you're not happy with it, you should never go back to it. So everything you do has lessons. So it's either good lessons or bad lessons, but there's lessons or positive or negative. So what you're doing is either currently working or not working, and you can use that for your exercise as well, because if you're not getting the results that you want, then between the exercise and the nutrition, something isn't right. So we've got diet. So it's a temporary change. We've got the success rate is 5%. So what it's telling you, 95 versus 5. So let's look at it this way. If you were going for an operation on your heart and the consultant said to you, the success rate of this operation is 5%, and there's a 95% that will fuck up and you might die, would you have that operation? The answer is fucking no. You wouldn't have the operation. So think about that when you go. I know it's a bit of an extreme, but think about that when you go onto your diet, because it's only a 5% success rate. It's only the people with disgustingly good willpower, disgustingly good commitment, and they've got a really big why, and they're really focused, really driven. Now, unfortunately, most of us don't even fall into that category. We don't fall into that category. Because if we did have all those characteristics, most of us wouldn't be in the position that we're in, where we're unhappy with our figure. So just be worried about that. So, let's think of some diets. So we've got SW, so Slimming World. We've got WW, Weight Watchers. I'm just thinking of the main ones. We've got the 5-2. So that's a fasting diet. We've got paleo. So that's where you're going back to eating natural foods. Okay, what have they all got in common? They've all got one thing in common. It doesn't matter how you package it up. It doesn't matter what fucking name you call it. It doesn't matter whether you've got sin days, fucking reward days, whether you're only allowed to eat certain foods, whether your portion size has to be this big or this big, whether you have to fast all day. It doesn't matter. One thing is in common with all of these, and that is calories. They're all based upon you eating less. Eating less calories. Because it doesn't matter how good your diet is. It doesn't matter whether it's full of all nutritious foods, all high quality foods. It doesn't matter. Because if you're allowed, if to maintain, okay, so if to maintain, let's have a look. I'll use the 5-2 diet, okay? So that's the fasting one, because a few people have mentioned that. So let's have a look. So we've got, so this is your maintenance calories. So this is what you eat to maintain your weight. So you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. So what does the 5-2 diet relate upon? It means that you can, for 5 days of the week, you eat your maintenance calories. So if to maintain your weight is 1,500 calories, then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, you're going to eat 1,500 calories. And then they have 2 fasting days. So this can be, for example, I'm going to use a Tuesday and a Thursday. So where you eat 500 calories. So this is around 500 calories, this is what they're looking at. Okay? So all it's doing is asking you to do, so see here, this represents a 1,000 calorie save. So on them 2 days, because people can't stay focused Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 5-2 diet works upon the fact that, right, we're just going to stay focused for 2 days. That's all I want you to do. We're going to eat less on 2 days. And they give you all this talk and spiel about how it's healthy for you and all that type of stuff. But this diet, like Slimming World, like Weight Watchers, 5-2, paleo, it all revolves around eating less. Because if you only eat 500 on each of those days, you're saving 1,000 and 1,000 because your maintenance is 1,500. So at the end of the week, you've saved 2,000 calories. Add in, they'd probably prescribe to you to do some exercise. So 500 calories per day, because you probably do about 45 minutes to an hour. There's another 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 3,500 calories. So you've got 5,500 calories lost. So near off £1 3/4, £2 of loss of fat. But whether it's Slimming World, Weight Watchers, 5-2, paleo, they all revolve around a temporary change in eating patterns. The success rate is low and it's eating less calories. Now a lot of people say you don't need to count your calories. No, I completely agree. not always do you need to count your calories. But that only comes if you're getting feedback. So if you're weighing and measuring yourself and they're going in the right direction, boom, then carry on doing what you're doing. But if the scales and the measurements aren't changing and you're not producing any results visible and you're not getting any feedback, then you need to eat less calories. So you need to monitor and track what you're doing. A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't, tracking calories is too hard. It's no harder than putting on a fucking Facebook status. It doesn't take any more time. The average person in the UK looks at their phone 74 times a day. Okay? Surely in one of those 74, if your body's in that much of a mess, your mindset's not in a great place, your confidence levels are low, self-esteem's low, surely one of those 74 times you can input your food into an app called MyFitnessPal. So it's a free app, free platform where you can monitor and track your food. Because if the results aren't going the way you want them to, I guarantee you it's not through your exercise that's the problem. It's your nutrition. But you can jump on Slimming World, Weight Watchers, 5'2", Paleo, it doesn't matter. Every single one of them is telling you is you've got to eat better quality, and ultimately, however they want to package it, it's eating less calories. So before you go on to your next diet, number one, do you see yourself doing the same diet by this time next year? So if you can't see yourself doing it for a year, why even start it? Number two, realise that most diets are a temporary change in eating patterns. Temporary meaning that you're going to go back to what you were currently doing. And what you were currently doing was making you unhappy. So why would you want to go back to that? So let's think about the fact of the saying, I can give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or I can teach a man how to fish and he can feed himself forever. Now, I don't give out any food plans. I give out ideas, templates, where people can manipulate them and adjust them to themselves. But there's no point having a diet if you're not getting feedback on your weight, measurements and your fitness, because you don't know whether it's actually working or not. So what I'd suggest to you is three things. Number one, get feedback. So, weigh yourself. I know a lot of people say don't weigh yourself. Weigh yourself, because it's one very easy way of tracking. And weigh yourself in the morning, because there's less chance of any wrong readings. Number two, use MyFitnessPal. So it's a tracker. It's a tracker. And number three, speak to someone who's not trying to sell you any bullshit, who hasn't got any diets, who hasn't got any supplements they want to tell you, hasn't got any cleanses, hasn't got anything. Just speak to someone like me, who's got your best interests at heart, and I'll give it to you straight. Okay? Speak to someone who's going to give it to you straight. Because at the end of the day, what we want is we want you to be a long-term success, not a short-term rebound, stop, start, success, fail, okay? But just remember this, whatever diet you look at, everyone revolves around eating less calories, because if you eat more than you are allowed, you will put on weight. Hopefully this will have helped some of you, it'll have shaken things up a little bit for you, made you understand what diets are. Again, if you need any help or you want to start your journey, come to us and try a 7-day free pass at www.livelifelight.co.uk/7 days, and not hopefully, we will definitely improve your physical and mental state. Have a good day.